Your lungs do not care about your contract. They will start complaining the second you hit 10,000 feet, no matter how many rehearsals you booked. You would think a fire dancer just shows up and lights a torch, but altitude turns oxygen into a rare commodity, like finding parking at a stadium during the big game. Performers who skip acclimation end up dizzy halfway through their act, which is not the kind of spinning the crowd paid for. Most touring performers arrive 2 or 3 days early if the venue sits above 6,000 feet. That is not laziness, that is science, because your body needs time to make more red blood cells to carry oxygen around like tiny delivery trucks. Cold climates bring their own drama, especially for anyone using props with moving parts. A guitar string can snap in freezing air because metal contracts and wood shrinks, turning a folk singer into an accidental percussionist. Heat is just as sneaky, especially for vendors running sound equipment in direct sun. Speakers and mixers can overheat and shut down mid-set, which nobody wants during the wedding toast at 7 in the evening. Here is a fact people miss constantly. Humidity messes with instruments more than temperature does. Wood expands, brass valves stick, and suddenly your trumpet player sounds like they are blowing into a garden hose. Performers who travel to places like Denver or Mexico City often pack portable oxygen canisters, and no, that is not overkill, that is just Tuesday for a working musician. Hydration matters twice as much at altitude since dry air pulls moisture out of your body faster than your uncle finishes a buffet line. Costumes and makeup also take a hit in extreme weather since sweat and cold both wreck adhesive and fabric differently. A performer in Phoenix during August is basically wearing a portable sauna, while someone in the mountains might need 3 extra layers just to keep their fingers moving on stage. Sound checks in high-altitude venues sometimes reveal that instruments are simply out of tune before the show even starts. Thinner air changes how sound waves travel, so what sounded perfect at sea level suddenly feels off in the mountains. Event organizers who plan ahead build in acclimation time on the contract itself, sometimes calling it a rest clause. It sounds fancy, but really it just means give the performer a nap and some water before asking them to belt out 3 sets. Local crews often become lifesavers here since they already know how the climate behaves at that exact venue. A stagehand in Aspen can tell you which speaker brands overheat and which microphones freeze up, saving everyone from a very awkward silence during the big finale. Preparation beats panic every single time, and most seasoned performers treat climate research like packing a passport. You would not fly to another country without checking the weather, so why would you walk on stage without knowing if your gear can survive the air? There is also a mental side nobody talks about enough, since altitude can cause headaches and fatigue that mimic stage fright. Performers who know the difference stay calm instead of spiraling into an unnecessary crisis 2 songs before the encore. The lesson here is simple. Respect the climate the same way you respect the crowd. Both can turn on you fast if you show up unprepared and act surprised about it. So next time you book a performer for an outdoor event in the mountains or the desert, remember there is a whole science behind why they show up early and drink so much water. Want to learn more about how we help you find reliable event vendors for any climate? Check out our links in the description.